to the Real Estate and Chill podcast, the newest and coolest podcast. So tune in. Two experts discussing the real estate market. Loan officer James Chaudhry and associate real estate broker Kevin Iglesias. Beware, this is not another boring podcast. This right here is the shit you need to hear. Respectfully.
Welcome back to episode 15 of the Real Estate and Chill podcast. I'm your host, James Chaudhry from United Mortgage, here with
Kevin Iglesias, associate broker, Realty Connect. Today we have two special VIP guests in the building. Two Latino hustlers. We got the Feeding Power podcast. It's a mashup. It's a collaboration, people. We have Johana, Amaya. Did I pronounce it? What?
Yeah, that was perfect.
All right, good, awesome. and
Luis Molina.
That was bad.
That was good, right? Yo,
yeah, that was good. That was good.
You guys are Salvadoran.
Instead of like papusas.
Papusas, tamales y papusas.
Ese podcast va a ser en español, ¿verdad?
Sí, todo en español hoy.
Sí, yo quiero. A mí me gusta beber Inca Cola.
¿Él va a estar en el podcast?
Sí, él también va a estar aquí.
Oh, bueno.
Okay,
sí,
so
también.
James, una pregunta. James, ¿cuántos años tienes?
Tango.
Tango.
Did I even say it wrong? No, wait, what is that? I'm 22 years old. There you go.
It's a pleasure to have you guys on. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, James. My name is Johana Amaya. I'm from Clifco Mortgage. I'm a lender, the only lender here. There's no other lenders. In
Not
this
me.
podcast.
I switched.
Damn, throwing shots already.
And thank you guys for having us here.
My name is Luis Molina. I'm actually a real estate agent, but will be the youngest associate broker in Long Island. I'm with Signature Premier Properties. Thank you guys for having me.
Let's go. Money move. Money moves. Let's go. That's amazing. Congrats
You
on
notice
that.
how his voice changed? He's like, well, this is...
Yo, high energy.
High energy.
Right? That's what it's about.
Big money
high
energy.
That's it.
Of course. So let's talk. You guys do a lot for the Spanish community, right?
100%.
Let's talk. Let's dive into that. How did you guys meet, first of all?
So, Johana and I actually met at the same place where we found you. The same place where you came in holding your shirt like this, hiding your tattoo.
Yo, I don't hide my tattoo on the show. I don't hide it anymore.
Okay, so that same place we actually met. So Johana, I actually put an ad on Indeed for because they were hiring somebody, and then Johana, I guess, found an ad on Indeed, and then she was like, "Hey, I want to, get the job." So she came in for an interview, whatever. I never spoke to her about it because I was just the person in charge of putting the job criteria, whatever. But then at that time, I was in high school. She was doing her other things, and then
Who knows? Who knows what Joanna was doing?
she was doing some
What were you doing? You made it seem like she was. I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, so then
I just choked on my water.
You okay there?
I'm good.
So yeah, so then we just we met, we started talking, and then we realized we were in the wrong place at the wrong time. We were just not doing business with the right people, and we wanted to help our community. And we're like, you know what? Then I decided I would get into the real estate industry, and that she decided that she would get into lending. We had a time frame where we wanted to do it, but I got fired before
From the place?
frame. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I'm not gonna get into details to that, but I did get fired from the place, so I was like, alright, fuck that. Yo, you know what's crazy though? I took my real estate test 6 times, and she can witness it.
Yo, you took it 6 times?
Yeah,
I took it 3. I don't feel bad anymore, people.
Took that shit 6 times, bro.
Yo, somebody beat you.
Yo.
Yeah.
But it's not that, bro. It's because I always thought in my head, I knew the context of it, and I would just go in there yeah, I know what. And then boom, failed. I'm like, shit, But the point of the story is that same week I got fired, bro. The next day I go on e-access and I look, it's pass. I was like,
oh, wow.
I was like, this shit was meant to be. I was just screw that.
Yo, Mike, is he good on the camera? He's already slanted. All right, just making sure.
All right, got you. Yeah,
Right there.
Got you. But yeah, so then that same week, bro, I passed my real estate test, and I'm like, all right, screw that. I'm never working for nobody else again. So that's been my journey, and Johana can tell you more about hers.
Yo, I think he's got to be moved in.
All
Though,
right,
bro.
I'll move in, bro.
Yeah, move it like that. Yeah,
Like that. All right,
Perfect.
no problem, bro.
All right. So, Johana, how all right? You said wrong place at the wrong time, but I think it was at the wrong place at the right time because then you guys would have never met.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you the real story.
Yeah, tell us why he got fired.
So yes, that's exactly how I met Luis. We were working at the same company. And the reason I went to this company, I was doing paralegal services, and this is why I am so committed to my community, because I know the immigration statuses that they go through. And when I saw that it was just a learning to mortgages and everything had to do with short sales and stuff like that, I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. So I'm going to get paid to learn. So when I met Luis, all he did was complain.
That's why he got fired, people. That's why he got fired.
Damn, she gave it away.
I don't get paid enough for that. And I'm like, Luis, this is a school. You're getting paid to be learning this stuff. And he's like, you're right. From now on, we're going to say we're in school. We're not going to say we're at work. So we were going to graduate at the same time, but when we got suspended, we got fired. And, I think it was the best thing that could have happened because, like he said, he couldn't even pass his exam until he actually focused. And he will come every day, and we're like, okay, ready. I would even get him breakfast. I need that breakfast back. I was like,
man, we were just talking about he don't buy you food or anything, man.
But I get her champagne and wine, so come on.
I give this man a high five.
Yeah. And then tomorrow you're gonna harass him for another POC. It's like, James, close my deal. Yeah.
Yo, lower your mic. Your mic is mad high. I don't even know why. Why is it so high?
I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's like on his
the video's gonna be like,
I was like, what is that?
I didn't even know. I was just looking away.
No, I'm here like, what
that
is
was bothering me for the longest. I was like, why is this
where
mic
was
so
it? Was it,
high?
over here?
Yo, it was like all up in your face.
No, that's
see
because he
over
was
it.
trying
I
to
was-
share his thoughts, right?
All right, so look, I took it 3 times, right? Again, but I studied. I think it was just like, you know what it is with the test? It's you got to memorize definitions and things like that, right?
It's tricky.
Yeah, like I passed it on my 3rd try, but my associate's broker, I passed it on the 1st try.
Okay.
So it's all about focusing. Like, so you haven't gone to the classes yet?
No, I already finished the classes, and right now I'm just taking my brokers on. I'm not even gonna say when because. I'm not gonna hold myself accountable to it, but I'm taking.
Hold yourself accountable. Accountability is key in this business.
So I'm taking my broker's test on the 15th this month. So hopefully, God willing, I pass it. We're good to go.
Yo, my birthday's on the 17th, people. All right. So now
Mine's the 18th.
Okay.
Your birthday's on the 18th.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So we're gonna celebrate that week.
He's gonna be. Where are you gonna be, man?
I don't know. It's a surprise. But thank you. Anyways, so you guys decided to leave and basically form a duo, right?
Yeah.
Well, to me, the more I got into the mortgages, I realized that there's so many agents. So it's like, okay, if I become an agent, I'm just gonna become part of something, or a team, or compete. Because some people at that. I didn't have no idea what we were doing. So I was like, all right, we might be able to compete with each other. But I was like, as a lender, you can work with them and we can work together. And that's what we agreed. I'm like, okay, I'll take the lending, you take that, and we focus on helping what we know best, which is the Latino community. But 100%. Next thing you know, it's not about them. It's about everyone. It's about the whole area, everyone that needs you. And that, like you mentioned in the other episode, it's about wanting to help and knowing that something so difficult could be put in simple words for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this, right? Because I deal with the Hispanic community as well, right? What is the number one problem that you guys find in the Hispanic community and why they cannot get pre-approved?
Because they're misinformed. Right? Yo, so this is the thing with the this is not even just a Spanish community thing. This is with every community, right?
Correct.
So you have access to this free information, right? So James is free information, Joanna's free information, we're free information, right? Because we can educate people on how to get pre-approved or how to start the process, right? I've had buyers who might not be ready now, but they might be ready in a year, right? So that, for me, the biggest thing that I say, like in the Spanish community and all communities, is that they're not taking advantage of the information given to them, right?
And I only say that to say this, and Joanna, you can, speak on this too. When I deal, with the Spanish-speaking client, they're like, "Oh yeah, I have this amount of money." I'm like, "But how much is on the taxes?"
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, on the lending side, on the number side, the main thing about the community is that they don't trust the system. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna hide their income, they're gonna hide their money, depending on what kind of way they work. Because W-2, you can't hide it. You know, you can't hide the money. But if they're like 1099, they're self-employed, they're gonna hide the money. And on top of that, they're gonna hide the cash too. Next thing you know, they're like, okay, I got the money under the mattress. It's like, can't do anything with that. But I mean, if I knew every language, I would love to help every language in that sense, where they can understand in a better language. So I think that's where we say the Hispanic community, where I know the Spanish, they know Spanish, so they feel comfortable.
James, ¿hablas español?
Sí.
Yeah?
Sí.
¿Qué te gusta comer?
Sí. No, but
So,
I agree completely with what
¿Me
you're
das
saying.
tus dientes?
Sí.
There you have it, guys.
I have no idea.
Bro, you
¿Eres
just
un hombre de palabra?
said that.
Wait, hold on. ¿Eres un hombre de palabra?
Sí.
That's it, guys. There you have it. He's no longer.
You gotta send out your pre-approvals, bro.
She just said, well, you send all your clients to her, and she asked you if you were a man of her word, and you said yes to both of them. So, James, you have been replaced. I'm sorry, you are no longer co-host.
I mean,
You may
you could
leave
walk out
the
right now.
building right now.
I've been outsmarted. There's only,
Cheers to
but there's
that,
only
James.
one thing I can say to that. See. That's it. That's all I can say.
So, all right. So, how many years do you guys have in the business?
So I'm on my 2.5 right now.
That's because he got fired, so he beats me by half.
How long have you been in the business?
So I've been in business. I'm about to be 2 years in September.
Nice.
So just imagine being so new and then hitting a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, talk about that. How did you survive in the pandemic?
So I was 6 months in the business, and I was new to the business. So yes, I knew what a mortgage was. Yes, I knew, like the basic stuff. But once you're doing it day in and day out, that's different. But what really helped me is that I was committed since day one. So that helped me be able to, like 6 months later, not get, I'd say, disappointed. Because I was in the office, and you could tell you I was in the office 6 a.m., and probably there till like 1 a.m. every single day.
Hustling,
Every single
motivated,
day.
focused,
And I was-
determined,
Exactly.
hungry,
You were thrown
hustle,
there you go.
success.
So when you get thrown every scenario at you at this point, you're doing this at the time, it's like, okay, you know what? You're doing even more than someone who probably already been there for like 2 years, because they might do it part-time. They might just close 2 deals in like a year or 5. But when you do it every single day, now you know how to, like, okay, this deal is like this. And then you learn so much. So when the pandemic hit, I already had my first assistant for 1 month. So like,
Damn, 6 months in already with an assistant. Boom.
boom. So that's where I was like, oh, now it's not about me. It's about me and her. It's about taking her to the next level too. So we're going to evolve. We're going to make a system out of it. We're going to define the situation. And then I was like doing everything, including
You guys keep laughing.
every time I
I'm
speak,
sorry.
every time I speak, Kevin laughs.
Yo, Kevin's just looking at me. And
You guys
laughing.
literally did
Right?
last time.
We're like so serious
Now you know how I
talking.
feel. Now you know how I feel. Like these
We're like
guys
so
are like,
into
yo.
it.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to this.
Pouring my heart
I'm sorry.
out, and
I'm
this guy's
sorry.
like-
I'm sorry. Go back.
Keep going.
All right.
That
All
was
right. That was
motivational.
great. That was good.
motivational.
Yeah.
What you said is completely true. Like for myself personally, like when I first started off in the industry, I was there part time because I was in school and I was like doing this as well. So it was difficult. Like you just gotta really like utilize all the hours you have in the day to focus on what you want to do. And as long as you're committed on day one and like you have your goal in mind,
Correct.
you're good.
You need
You'll
to
get it
want
done.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because 3 months in, I was coaching. So then I was coaching. I was like at 2 p.m., run out the office, done by coaching at 4, then back to the office.
You were coaching at
After
what?
running around with these girls and screaming at the girls.
Little League Baseball.
Baseball?
That's what you were coaching?
No, soccer.
Oh, sorry. I was close.
Yeah.
Charity
Football.
soccer match. Kevin against Johana.
So yeah, so that's how the pandemic, it took a lot of people out the business. And I think that's where it's like, it was an advantage to me. It took a lot of people, especially on the lending side, it took a lot of people out the business. They didn't know what to do. He can tell you I was doing training, like Zoom meetings. I was, if I would have known
Just
Kevin, I'd be like,
figuring it
hey,
out.
Kevin, what are you doing? You know, take the team, put the
did
team in
James
front of the
give you
camera.
training?
I'm going to train him, Mortgage 101. And really the
Unfortunate.
business grew, and it was one of my best year, but at the same time, it was my first year.
Yeah. No, sharks are made, like you really just have to be strong to all that.
You know, Sharks. I said sharks.
That Latino accent hit it heavy. He said sharks.
Sharks.
Sharks. CHARK.
I mean, if you're allowed to say papusas.
That just reminded me of the Kevin Bali over here.
Oh, when they drew on my sign, they thought I was.
Oh my god, bro.
When I said shark, bro. Yeah. So I was reading something that said like the most successful people are born born in businesses during like
Are born in June.
Like
wait, what were you?
Yeah, I like that.
Anyway, bro.
What's your sign?
A Capricorn.
Oh, we could both be Leos.
Damn.
That's all good. It doesn't matter.
It's all right. We're not compatible.
Unfortunate.
Yo, Capricorns and Geminis are compatible. Leos too.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything.
All right, well, okay.
But yeah, so for me, like when I first like the pandemic was just like wow, like because the thing is we were not allowed to show houses. We just got like completely smack in the face, like hey, you're done. So we had to find like a whole new idea of how to start showing houses. So
This guy lost his mind. His beard was like this, and
I had to shave my
eventually
hair,
he shaved
bro.
his head off.
Bro, but I found ways to like start showing like houses. I'm not gonna say it on here because I might get a fine, but
You found a way.
You don't get fired from this job, please. You gotta take your test in 2 weeks.
I was at a different company, so it doesn't matter. But we made it happen. My buyers were like, bro, like imagine if somebody comes and tells you, no, you can't show the house, like. Dude, like, from one day to you, Kevin, you were in the same situation as me, right? Like, one day we're all, like, doing showings and shit, and then, showings are not allowed no more. They have to be virtual.
We were in the office when they shut us down.
Yeah.
We were, like, in the office. Next thing you know, I get a message saying, oh, the office is shutting down. I had no idea, like, the pandemic hit or the virus, nothing about it till, like, 2 days in because I was so... like focused working. I didn't watch TV. I was never home. I was always in the office. So next thing you know, I'm like, what virus? What's coronavirus? What are you talking about?
Dude,
and Luz is like, they're going to shut us down. They're going to take us out. And it took us out that same night that we were all working. And we're like, what are we doing?
She calls me. She's like, yo, Cardinal. She was at Cardinal at that time. So she's like, oh, Cardinal's getting shut down. So I had to close on a short sale that we were buying at the time that we were going to flip. And in order for me to close on it, I needed to close like that day because with the short sales, if you don't close on a specific date, then you have to renegotiate the whole thing. So, dude, I call my attorney. He's like, "Yeah, let's make it happen." And then, one of the lenders that was doing the hard money, he messed up, and he wanted to me to bring $110,000 to the closing table that day of the COVID. And everybody
What?
The day everything gets shut down, and I'm like scared, bro. I'm like, hell no, I'm not putting that much money down. Are you crazy? Like, bro, I hear people on the store like looking up, is the world going like in the market?
Y2K all over again. Is the world gonna end?
Yeah, like people were literally looking that up, like. Is the market about to crash?
He used to call me every day. We're going to a recession. We're going to a recession.
The recession, and I'm like. This guy calls me. He's like, "Oh yeah, you have to put 15% down." I'm like, "But why? Like, I'm not putting 15%." So then, at that time, I didn't know about Nick Raimondi. And
shout out to him, man. We having him on the show too.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
He's coming. He's coming.
I called Nick that same day. I'm like, "Yo, Nick, I need to close in like an hour. Like, we need to close." He's like, "Do you have title?" I'm like, "Yep." "Do you have appraisal?" He's like, "All right, let's go." So I send him the thing. I'm like calling him like 10 times in like 5 minutes, bro. I'm like, yo, did it clear? Bro, I have my attorney at the office at 9:00 in the basement. We closed, funded the day before.
Basement deals.
Down, bro.
That's
I swear to
crazy.
God, the next day, it's just like, what the heck? Like, everything started to close. It's like the 7-Eleven down the block from my house has plywood on the front doors. I'm just like, yo, what's going on?
No more slushies.
He's like, no,
when you
let's
start seeing that stuff, you're like, okay.
Yo, that was
that's when you
Yo.
crazy
Not for
time.
nothing though. Like we're joking about it, but not like we lost people.
survived it, bro. Yeah.
We survived it.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, all those people who died during the when we're still in the
We
pandemic.
survived it through the industry, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But
both
we
ways.
did.
we lost. I lost a lot of people that I know.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
it's a blessing just to be here with you guys and still in a business making money and still having a job, still having the opportunity to
That's right.
provide. So that's a blessing. Yo, applause to us, people.
Yeah. We made it.
Only the strong survive.
Oh,
Yo. Get
No, but in all honesty,
get the
though,
lights on. Get the lights on.
like apart from like the actual virus itself, you know, rest in peace to everyone who we lost. But you know, that whole time frame, like people really saw themselves. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I as I said before, and like there was like a week where I was just like so out of it. I was like, all right, this is so like weird to me. Like I've never been locked in my house for like a long amount of time. I was like, this is crazy, and it just like triggered something in me. I was like, I'm like losing my mind because I need to be running around and like. And I don't know, it's just crazy. But like, thankfully, everything worked out for us. And I do know some lenders who left the business and you know doing different things.
Like I said, only the strong survive, man. Yeah. When your back's against the wall, it's a fight or flight. You know.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, being new to the business, I think it was also a blessing. At the same time, even though a lot of people were like, "Oh, she's definitely not gonna make it," you know, she's not gonna make it. It's twice as hard for her, and she's just like brand
all
new.
you doubters. We're still here, people. We're still here.
Just like
and we're growing.
And growing.
And growing.
And growing.
And growing.
Every day.
See.
Oh, you can do it.
See. But I 100% agree with like only the strong survive because you know that it wasn't easy. We know it wasn't easy. We know we didn't sleep for many nights. We know that we were responsible for our team, our borrowers, and our work. So
I just want to touch base. So I got licensed in 2016, right? So I already was familiar with the business and know, you know, again, we had to adapt different situations and learn new things. But when you guys are just starting into the business, just getting in, that's more difficult because you have to grow your business, right? Because you don't have all the contacts, the relationships. So
and guidelines were changing constantly. So remember guidelines? The guidelines were changing. The guidelines were changing. So I'm like, oh, I just learned this, and like
lost programs, lost different things.
Much
can't do certain deals anymore.
I lost like 4 deals because of COVID. You know, deals just fell apart, and it was like one deal after another deal, after another deal, and I was just like, I was losing my hair. I was looking like this guy over here.
Yeah.
Me losing my hair?
Oh, and I'm like, yeah.
See?
No, but honestly, like, I mean, well, we spoke about this a little bit before, and that's something I do want to get into a little bit more. But, you know, that was an opportunity that presented itself, too. Like, people were leaving. We had the opportunity as lenders to reach out to more people, grow our network, expand our business out. So, you know, that's also... things change, everyone, you know, some people end up on top, some people.
So for those that do not know, you know, check out the Feeding Power podcast because we just shot episode 6 with you guys, and now I'm on episode
15.
His numbers, I forgot.
Oh yeah.
Yo, come on, people.
Yo,
come on.
if you guys hire him,
I'll do the numbers. Hire him. Yo, don't worry. You boys get a math. I got it.
You mean
check the commission checks because this guy's counting wrong.
But don't worry, he leaves it up to me and I'll take care of it. That's it.
Damn, you guys made me lose my freaking train of thought. What the heck was I saying? All right, so fear, right? Fear is what holds a lot of people back. And when COVID hit, and we're business owners, right? We own a business. You have to basically survive. Correct. Like some people that were just like, oh no, I can't do anything. They really weren't doing much before COVID anyway.
Correct. And I think that's what a lot of people forget. It's your business. It's your business, and there's no excuses.
It's not a 9 to 5.
Yeah, it's not 9 to 5. And I think that also helped me because I was managing a business. I had my photography and videography business. He can tell you. And to me, it was like...
competition to EPM. You hear that?
Yo, Joanna's coming for Kevin. She's coming for everyone, bro.
I'm here.
Watch out, James. You're really committed.
I think, you know, I always thought it's not a hobby. It's you're responsible, and you have to take responsibility. So I left the business. Okay.
Mike does not care.
Mike's in his own world right now. He's just like...
So, and I left it at the perfect time because then a pandemic hit, and people weren't doing events. There was no weddings. There was almost 15. There was nothing going on besides real estate, but that wasn't my niche. So
people were taking COVID selfies.
So I think then the hard skin came through that, and I've been in sales since I was 15. So we almost lost the deal because the interest rates just went off rocket, and I was like, ooh, now your GTI was like right there. So then that's when your sales comes in. I'm like, listen, you're not going to lose this house because there's something that we don't know, the young know. No, this is what we're going to do, and we saved it, and now we get to refinance her. But the point is that, again, you have to have tough skin, and not everyone makes it.
Yeah.
But it's your business, and people need to understand that it's not a hobby. It's your business. You can't just go say, oh, I'm not going to pick up that phone call. Oh, I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to work today. You can't do that.
I've pretty much learned that, like, in the beginning, like, I've surrounded myself with loan officers who I really like. Like, on my team, there's, like, a bunch of sharks, so, like, I love it. The biggest thing is, like, you got to just take parts away from everybody. Like, you got to, like, there's so many things I learned from Kevin. you know, I can learn so much from you guys. Like there's just things you could take away from everybody.
I think when you, like you said on the last episode with JB, when you stop, like when you think you know it all, it affects you. You know, when you stop growing or you think like, I don't need to go this, I don't need to learn that, it affects your business.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the quote they say, if you think you're the smartest one in the room, then you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
You got to get to somewhere where you're like now back to rookie.
All right, guys, I got to leave. This is the wrong room for me.
Wait, what's 5 + 2?
Yeah. 10.
See. So what was the most difficult thing, like, you starting off in the business? Like, what was one of the most difficulties that you ran into?
The most difficult part, I would say, was just getting that knowledge. Because it's not just, you know, like, people don't see you. People got to trust you over the phone. People don't care. Like, a lot of people would say, oh, because you're a girl, you know, that's to your advantage. Not really. No one cares if you're not taking care of your finances correctly. If I'm here and not knowing what I'm saying, or I can't.
My gosh, Luis, turn the phone off.
Yo, that's your listing appointment that you missed.
That was a weird phone call you got earlier before the podcast. So that was weird.
That was a weird phone call. Are you happy?
Yes, I'm happy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that was strange.
Yeah, that was.
So just the knowledge, I guess.
Yeah, getting the knowledge, because it's not something that it's just like, it's not black and white, you know. It's just so much going on when it comes to lending. So I think that was the hardest. And then next thing you know, like I said, you go through the pandemic and then things are changing around for you. Like, no, there's a new, you know, guidelines. This is new, like the LTV for us. That's the only thing we got, you know, changed. But then it was little things. So it was the knowledge, but you need to want it. And what I told Luis once is like a lot of people, there's two different people. Some people know what they want, but they don't know why. And there's some people that just don't know why they want, like what they wanted. So at least that helped us. I knew why I wanted things. So the hows were being all messed up, but the why is what kept us going.
Let me
Honestly, wait, real quick before you go on that.
All right, fine.
I just want to add like something onto that. Like I think that like exactly what you said, like people trust us. Like there's so many different parties that trust us because without us, I mean, unless it's an all cash buyer, the deal doesn't work.
Correct.
Like you can't
Cash
like
buyer's good.
having a yeah, I guess so for you guys. Having somebody who's just like
More
in
cash
the process
buyers.
and you know if they need to switch attorneys or something like that, it's difficult, but they can do it.
Correct.
They start with a new lender. They got to start again.
From zero,
Yeah, so
correct.
it's like a lot of people rely on us. So
Yeah.
being knowledgeable about everything, answering every question they have, super
And it will
important.
speak with other people, so they'll know if you know what you're talking about, if you're doing a good deal. So again, you know, back to a lot, the business grew, and like you said, 6 months you already have an assistant. The first year, you know, I did like 10 million production. I did like about 40
Congrats,
closings.
that's
Go ahead, talk that talk.
So, a lot of people's like, what? 40 closings? Like, you know, I know lenders have been in the business for like so long, but to me, it's like, okay, but I worked for it. It wasn't because of the, you know, you're a girl.
It's
like,
not luck, people.
I
It
see
just
a
like
lot of
happen overnight.
I see a lot
It's
of
not
Overnight
luck, it's
success.
hustle.
and I tell my assistant all the time, and they're like, oh, you're a girl, use it to your advantage. And I'm like, a lot of girls be like, hi, how can I help you? Meanwhile, I'm like, what do you want, Luis? Why are you calling me? Like,
She does talk to me
yeah,
like
so
that. I'm
it's
like,
I pick up
I
my
just
phone
want
like,
my
yo, what's
pre-approval.
up? You know, so
I want up
You got to be aggressive in this business. I mean, you have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was the most difficult thing for you, bro?
So, all right. So when I first started, I've been a real estate agent since I was 18. So my hardest part for me was juggling. I could say high school, college, because I did go to college, and then I was trying to do this on the side. So it was, you know, just figuring out where to start and how to get to people, right? So I kind of already had the sales in me, but the hardest part was how can I have, you know, how can people trust an 18-year-old, right? You know, would you trust an 18-year-old with your finances?
18.
Like,
You look
know?
38.
I
bro.
was 18. People trusted me. Yo, we got to sell it. That's
Yeah,
it. We
that's
we
it,
can't
that's
even
it.
like.
Kevin can't relate. That's why he's mad.
Now, we're June babies.
That's
We're the best in the room.
Okay. But yeah, so yeah, you know, that was the hardest takeaway where, you know, you had people who are investing their life savings and buying one of the biggest
Correct.
purchases in their life.
With somebody who can't even drink.
Yeah, correct. You know, but then, bro, my first year I did 22 deals in the industry.
That's
this
awesome.
year, the second year, my second full year, I did 40. This year, I'm aiming to hit 60.
Wow.
So, but the thing is, it was like you said, it's not overnight success. It's, you know, the people that we talk to, the community, the Spanish community, and that's who we focus on because, you know, they need a lot of help. And for me, that was the biggest part. Like, how do I get involved? Because there's a lot of real estate agents that promise the world, like, hey, I could do this, I can do that. But I wanted to be the change in, my community, and that was the biggest takeaway from me getting into the business. I sold one of my middle school teachers' house. That was one of my
That's
listings.
awesome.
That's dope.
She hit me up on Messenger. She was like, "Hey, Louis, like this is your middle school teacher, Ms. Wiseman. Like I have a listing on this address. I want to sell it. Meet me Monday." Like, bro, that was the easiest listing appointment that I ever went to. My teacher literally just said, "Where do I sign? Put your commission here and sell for this price."
She's like, I know you failed the test a lot of times, but
Wait, Jordan, how many times did it take? Did you pass first try?
me, I feel bad for you.
First try, me
What I
too.
did
Yo,
is what
look
he
at us.
said.
Yo, you guys three.
I don't want.
six,
I
whatever it
actually
is.
have my mortgage license and I passed on the first try. So I don't
All right, then
really
dab
have-
some
there
to
you
you
go.
too. All right, then dab some to you
All
too.
right.
You
All right.
no. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I gotta. Nah, I don't
But
know.
I don't use.
But
my
it was
mortgage license.
it was a fact. Like he said, you have to take accountability. So what I did, it was a mistake. The way I went, I was like, okay. I went to speak to like 4 different lenders, and everyone was trying to recruit me. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go for my exam. Like this Friday. Next thing you know, I'm like, why did I do that? If I fail, everyone's gonna think I'm stupid. But I passed it.
Accountability.
Correct.
Accountability.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
taking my
that's-
brokerage test on the 15th for everybody.
There you
Oh,
go.
you said
Oh,
it.
you announced it.
Exclusive.
Exclusive. Yo, we're getting so many
Join Team Elite.
exclusives.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Correct.
What?
No, we
Wait,
didn't, Mike.
What? Mike, were you even paying attention?
Yeah, I did.
Get out the
but
room, Mike.
I
Dang.
did.
All right, maybe he did. All right, maybe we
All right,
don't.
well, you know what?
Maybe, right? See.
You got the lender and the realtor, and the lender and the realtor. Two sides combining into one. I think the last thing I want to touch on, that you guys can speak on as well. What do you think the relationship between a lender and a realtor should be like?
That's a good question.
I think it should be a lot of transparency. Like you gotta be transparent to each other. And I
Should it
think-
be professional? Because
Yeah, let me say professionally. And I think trust. You need to trust. You need to know that if you dropped the ball, yes, you messed up, but what intentions were behind the fact that you dropped the ball? If I trust you in your work and your work ethic, okay, you dropped that's why we're a team. So I think trust is very important, and that's how a relationship should be.
Does James drop the ball, Kevin?
nah,
Yo, how
all
many
jokes
deals
aside.
how many deals have we lost?
Nah. All jokes aside, like I know I crack on him a lot.
Only one, but that was the only deal I've ever lost. In my life. I don't even know how many deals we've done.
We've
Nah,
done a
we
lot.
get
We've
close.
done a lot of deals.
Yeah,
A
we
lot
get
of
it. We
deals.
get it done quick. We get it done. All right,
We'll work together one day, right?
But no,
we can change
honestly,
lenders for one day.
Really?
I'm kidding.
Nah, I wouldn't do that to Joanna. So I agree. I agree 100%. I think that like what both of you guys said, I feel like we're all going to be in agreement on this. Like what I like to do with my relationships is, I work with Kevin, I work with Kevin's team, I work with other realtors, I work with realtors like across the island. And I really like to have an agent that specializes in specific areas. Like, so
Correct.
say for example, like I'm getting a potential listing for Kevin in this certain area that he specializes in.
Boom,
If I
my
have
lender gets
that-
me listings.
If I have
So
another,
does mine.
Ooh.
yeah, we both do. Yeah, we're both
Okay.
professionals in what we do.
Alright.
There's no point of
Okay.
But if I have another realtor who's in like Brooklyn, and if I'm working with them
Yeah.
and like I want to give them business too, we can send it out to there. But I think it's like me and Kevin, as much as we hate each other, like we're boys and everything like that. So it's like we get our professional side in.
Yeah.
We hang, like we're
You
cool
have
how we
fun.
are. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
it's like
then
we have fun with what we do.
And it
So.
gets done. That's all that matters. It gets
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, and I think you have to have fun because, you don't want to pick up that phone at 11 p.m., but you're like, all right, it's Louise telling me that, okay, what happened to, I think you have to have fun. And like you mentioned, I work with a lot of other agents, but to me, it's also the quality of the agents because I'm also going to be trusting them with my business. So that has a lot to do. So I think we need to have fun, trust each other,
Yeah.
and be
And
transparent to each other.
One thing I learned in this business, it's you choose who you work with, right? Because
That's the beauty
there's-
of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, like there's a lot of lenders, there's a lot of real estate agents, there's a lot of attorneys, home inspectors, right? But not all those people are looking in the best interest for you or your client. They're looking always for the best interest in their pocket and in themselves, and they don't have the same intentions you guys might have like us, right? So that's what I've learned in this industry. It's like I choose who I work with, and if that relationship doesn't work, I don't have to deal with them ever again. And that's the beauty of our job. That's the beauty of our business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, for me, from my standpoint of it, like being a lender, Joanna, you might think differently. Like having your connections, amazing. Like I personally, I let the realtor, whoever I'm working with on a current deal. If they have somebody in mind for title or insurance, I let them do it. And as long as it conforms with us, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're good. But yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, on my side personally, I like to reach out to, like, I work with agents who are like very, very big. I also work with agents who are like, you know, starting off, help them get off their feet, do everything as if like all three of us would do, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's nobody I would reject business from. So it's like, you know, it's just a matter of like who you're willing to put your time into and everything like that.
Why did you guys get in the business? Like, last question, why did you guys get in the business? Like, yes, the money's great, but what are your accomplishments? It seems like you guys want to give as much knowledge to the Spanish community and, you know, to buyers, purchasers. What's the motivation behind it?
I would say the motivation. All right, so for me, it's different because I don't know if you haven't watched the first episode of Feeding Power podcast. I do talk about why I got into the real estate industry and where my like motivation to get into the business started. So like at the age of 16, my father was losing his house. When I was 16, my father was losing his house, and you know, I saw a lot of people like scamming him. Professionals, you know, attorneys, real estate, agents, you name it. They're trying to scam him, you know, especially like if you see somebody trying to scam somebody, you know, that's really close to you, you kind of like, you know,
it's like a fight. You're just
you're just like, yo, you're not gonna let that happen, you know. And so when I was 16, bro, like I said, my dad was losing his house. Everybody was trying to sell him a short sale because, you know, obviously they were gonna flip
money.
the house,
Yeah.
you know. And I was like, no, that's literally the house that I grew up in, and you know, I was like I'm not letting that happen. So then once I got the loan mod approved, and I was like, all right, perfect. So now that's where I got passionate. I was like, if there's one person, my father, who's in this position, how many other people are in the same position? How many other people can I help? You know, so then that's why I was like, all right, this is why I'm going to get into the real estate industry, because now I can help these other people that need my help. You know, and that's what Johana and I are about. We generally want to help people. And, you know, even if they're not ready to buy a house, or even if it's not about buying a house, we give back to our community. It's always about giving back. You know, it's not, a lot of people just want to receive, but we give back. You know, we do a lot of the training seminars. You know, we do donations and all that stuff as well. We have a nonprofit charity that we're working on as well. We just want to give back to everybody, bro. It's about helping the community. And that's what's gonna help our business grow. But at the same time, we're gonna help the community that, you know, helped us grow at that time.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Like we always say, it's the mission before the commission all the time, and that's what we focus on. And I let him take the lead on that question because I think that story, it's like more than enough for a lot of us that we just want to help, because a lot of people are in that situation where we can help. And again, if I knew every language, I would love to have people that comfort of understanding this.
Rosetta Stone.
Or a translator.
See. So, but since I'm blessed to know Spanish, and I'm like, okay, they feel comfortable understanding this, and I feel comfortable explaining to them something that I know that they're already been lied to, and they already have those trust issues that they're like, oh, what's gonna make me trust you? So yeah. I'm like, okay.
Well, it was a pleasure having you guys here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for having us on episode 6.
We didn't have you. You guys interrupted.
Yeah, well,
that's true.
You know what I mean.
We repaid the favor, though. We brought you. We
okay.
brought you on here.
It's okay. No worries.
So is this for us?
I
mean, I'm competitive with money.
You can have one.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for having us. It was really fun.
I appreciate it.
Love the energy from you.
Of course. Well,
thank you guys
for coming on. It was an awesome episode. Back to back. And, with that being said, I am your man, James Chattery, United Mortgage.
Kevin Iglesias, Associate Broker, Realty Connect.
Johana Amaya from Mortgage Clifco.
Louis Molina, Signature Premier Properties.
And that's a wrap.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. That's episode 14. Cue the outro. All right. Nice.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate and Chill podcast with James Chaudhry and Kevin Iglesias. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this with your friends, your enemies, your mother-in-law. No, seriously, this podcast is so fucking good. You might want to tell